Please welcome President and CEO of the DPAA, Barry Frey.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Francois. I should thank Michael Strahan and the GMA crew as well. Hey, there are some seats here. There's some seats here. I know everybody's all piled up in the back, but please kind of come around. There are seats. Hey, John, nice to see you, buddy. So look, this is a great day for us. I do really want to thank, not of course, Michael Strahan, but also Monsieur de Gaspé-Beaubien, my chairman of the board. Francois is a terrifically inclusive board member and chairman of our board. You know, you see so much vitriol and competition and things these days, and he sits on a board with competitors, but we brought everybody together. He's just a tremendously smart, inclusive executive, and thank you for your leadership as we continue to grow this industry together, Francois. Thank you. All right, well, welcome. So here we are. I see this thing continues to grow, and it's nice to see everybody here. And we're here less than 2 weeks before this crazy election, as you can all tell. We've got big choices to make across the whole ticket, but today we're here to make other types of choices. We're here today to elect digital place-based media, digital out-of-home, mobile, location data, and of course, video everywhere as the winners for achieving marketing success in today's environment, or at least these are the topics that we'll talk about. So in addition to showcasing these winners, I'd like to make a statement to everybody in marketing. If you and you and you are spending a lot of time, energy, and focus marketing and messaging to consumers inside the home, I say you're doing yesterday's business. Why is that? We're going to look at that today. We're going to look at inside the home and outside the home and what's going on. Society today is changing actively, as you know. Let's look inside the home for the moment. What's going on? We all know about television fragmenting and declining. Here's some of the facts. Nielsen, again, is showing primetime declines in the fall season that just started. The top 4 nets are down almost 10% in their adult demos. And if you take a look at the under 24s, since 2010, broadcast and cable viewership has plunged more than 40%. 40%, Norm, what do you think? That's a lot. Even what's the mainstay of American television? NFL football consistently drives good ratings. It's live and it's sports. What's going on there? It's down a whopping 11% this year. Something's really going on. And as you've seen, and you know, we've got cord cutters and cord shavers and cord cheaters and cord nevers. Does everybody know all those terms, what they mean? You got it? The cord cheaters are the ones that kind of just use the internet to come in but watch everything online. And cord nevers have never even signed up. Ah, the Pryors are here. How nice. Good to see you, Carrie. And Ted. So that's what's going on inside the home. What else is going on inside the home? Desktop viewership, down 12% in the past 3 years. It's in rapid tailspin along with everything else in the home. And then the folks that are still on desktop, there's major advertiser issues with ad blocking, with fraud, and viewability. What's nice about those, on the other hand, is that our big, beautiful DPAA screens are closed systems and don't have any of these issues. But they're really, really a concern. And when you look at ad blocking and viewability issues and impression fraud, there's a real question here, or a couple of questions. And is that, are people really watching? Are they really engaged in the advertising? It's a bit of a challenge. Let's walk outside the home for a moment. Now that we've been inside, let's go outside. People are out and about more than ever. We're an increasingly mobile and urban society. We're actively living and working in cities. We're walking about. We're not languishing in suburban homes around a television set anymore. It's a very different society that millennials are actually pushing as well. In fact, millennials eat out more often than their predecessors, and increasingly out and about in the streets. In terms of being mobile and urban, the Wall Street Journal recently mentioned that higher-earning workers are flocking to urban areas at a rate not seen in decades. In fact, if you think about it, in the old days, the big corporations, IBM, Pepsi, GE, McDonald's, and others, they set up their headquarters in suburban regions. Where are they now? They're all in the cities to attract that good pool of talent. Millennials, we mentioned, they're eating out at an incredible rate, more than predecessors, and also they're not owning cars or homes. Once again, they're mobile, they're urban. And then with the Internet of Things, which is, by the way, driven by our friends at Intel and others, everybody's connected everywhere. You don't need to be in your home to be connected to any part of your life. That also affects this mobile, out-of-home society. If you see the picture that we're painting here. And what else is going on outside the home? Digital screens are proliferating. They're reaching today's active mobile consumers where they live, work, play, and all over. There's a lot of activity going on with these big, powerful screens. In addition, their digital capabilities are now incredibly formidable. What they do is they've got addressability, they've got interactivity, they've got the ability to capture data and deliver targeting unlike anything before in out-of-home media. What does all this mean? This means really effective advertising, my friends. And the digital explosion of these screens offers brands and agencies an increasingly rich trove of data. It's generated from, and this we're going to talk a lot about today, mobile phones, the devices, as well as the carriers. It's a real rich trove that exists there. And then we've taken all that data in our industry today, we've layered on greater automation. Enabling this automation, as Burr Smith of Broadsign says, where's Burr? I know he's here someplace, he's a little shy. There we go. So what Burr has said, and he's right, is that by laying on the greater automation, these become more empowered systems that fuel more tools to better serve the total ecosystem. So if you're spending much of your time, your energy, your focus, messaging and advertising inside the home, you are doing yesterday's business. This, DPAA members, is our time. Now, notwithstanding these trends, one thing that hasn't changed is that video remains the most powerful form of messaging. In fact, Nielsen, and more aptly, our friends at Nielsen, and they're putting this Nielsen Fusion business together, helps us to help agencies recapture the lost in-home impressions as we shift monies from TV budgets to our media. For the first time, this is happening. In DPAA's 2016 Omnibus survey, we do a planner survey every year, about 300 planners. We'll hear a lot more about that today. 61% say they included our members in their media plans, which is well past the 50% mark for the first time in the 8-year history of the survey. These plans now include campaigns within premium content, and you hear a lot about premium content today. You know, whether YouTube or other aspects of the internet have kind of, tinged some advertising because they've been not in premium content, and what kind of content could be out there. Our screens all have very high quality content. The environments, the program environments. So what's happening now is that advertisers are running inside this premium content, inside cinemas with our partner Screen Vision, in office buildings with Mark Kidd and Lorenzo in elevators and also office building lobbies. We're seeing engagement in gyms with Zoom, which Francois oversees. Restaurants and bars via AMI with Mike Mays. And then Paul, who we're going to see later, Jankowskis, is going to tell us about all the screens in taxis, Verifone pumps, and Verifone convenience stores that are also running very high quality content and advertising. And then Global Eagle Entertainment, another board member of mine, that delivers high quality video in airlines and airports, while Intersection, one of the real advanced companies, covers city venues, transit systems, and hubs, and just launched Link NYC in London. Excuse me while I have a drink for a moment. So, I could sniff like Trump too. I don't do that. He was drinking and sniffing the whole time. Hi, Beverly. Where's Todd? Okay, good. All right. Look, planners are looking outside the home, as we found out from this survey. Now, one big reason for the success, and Francois alluded to it, and for our future growth, is the incredible and powerful relationship that these screens have now with mobile. These two platforms enhance and activate each other. Together, they enable rich, usable data and insight. And I think we've got a screen there of the love affair going on. Customer impression targeting, they enable multi-screen addressability. Where's that nice little picture we have, Ajay? Is that someplace where the hearts are going? I don't know. There it is. There's the love affair between mobile and screens. Good, all right. I feel better now. These two platforms enhance each other, as I mentioned, and companies like Bullseye, Cedo Mobile, IUTA, Vistar Media, Broadsign, and XAD, they're identifying consumers in anonymous and aggregated fashion, and then we're using this data to leverage the desired audiences. In our survey, over 70% of planners said they're more likely to recommend our screens if mobile is used. Andy Sarubis of Out Front, he likes to say that location data is the new gold rush, driving new levels of insight. John Costello, the CMO's CMO, who got an award last night, he was a terrific man. He's run businesses at Yahoo and Dunkin' Donuts, of course, and Home Depot as well. He is on the board of XAD, and when he speaks about XAD's data, what he says, we've always known that location was powerful. Now it's actionable. Let's think about that for a moment. Or Andreas at Ayuda. Andreas will talk to us later, and he'll tell us about some phrase that he likes to repeat often: location is now the new cookie. And in addition to mobile data, innovative companies like Quivity, and you'll see the Quivity screens out there, they're deploying visual detection systems that layer in even more vital information, plus showing the real power of attention, who's looking at the screen for how long, and showing this at scale. These are very important tools for advertisers, and there's an explosion of these digital capabilities happening right now. In fact, one fine example of using all this data, Dan Levy of Clear Channel Outdoor will tell us later, is how Radar, their new product, actually fuses location data with all of the elements of their business to enhance media planning and buying. And Dan and Scott Wells are doing some really terrific smart work there, which we'll hear about later. So what does all this mean for DPAA members? It means growth. As Francois said, we're up 8% this year. We're looking at double digits for next year, which should be very exciting. DPAA's US membership has doubled in the past 3 years. And now, as DPAA further leads this important dialogue that we're talking about today, we've expanded now in the UK, Canada, Europe, Latin America, and soon to be in Asia. Our vibrant membership includes digital place-based and digital out-of-home media owners and location data companies, plus many others in software and hardware, in mobile, in data, in ad tech, research, venues and attractions, and don't miss Paul Floranges, who's here from the New York MTA. He's a wonderful speaker and great man who likes to always show up at these things. And also content companies. We've got some great members here. Now, so what's the upcoming agenda for the DPAA and the ad community? We've got our mobile integration guidelines coming out in February. Stay tuned for that. We'll be doing a roadshow on that. Our industry programmatic guidelines and standards that we've been working very hard on, the standards will be announced this afternoon. A lot of work has been done by Matt Prohaska and his terrific team. They're a member and they're hardworking folks, really smart. They know the programmatic space, and you'll see this afternoon we'll be announcing the standards for tech, for creative, and data, for programmatic for our industry. We've got new marketing programs, educational resources, sales training, and our famous curated experiences, which you could read about in the Daily Do, and Adrian's great publication talks all about our trips to the CES and other places. There's a lot going on here. And then, no longer on the horizon, but now a reality, we're seeing innovations in virtual reality, in augmented reality, and 3D, all outside the home. So you'll see some of that in the event space out there. Go outside and you'll see what's going on in that area with our friends at 3D, MD, and others. And our quarterly member meetings, let me talk to you about this. We started as a trade association when I got here, and we've really transformed to a club, a community, a concierge service, a consulting service, something more where we're all very engaged. So at our quarterly member meetings, we have them at ad agencies, which is terrific. Many of you know that, many of you have been there. We've grown in these gatherings where everybody comes together, as I said, like a community. We see and hear the best and the brightest from the ad world while taking advantage of shared best practices, and we build very special relationships. These meetings of partners and colleagues and competitors, they realize that by only all of us working together can we continue the great ascent that we're on. Hopefully one day our politicians may believe in this too, which would be nice. Unbelievable. And speaking of politics, and why not, it's all in our minds, in addition to the amazing lineup of newsmakers and thought leaders and experts that we have here today, we have a very special guest who spends his life immersed in our US politics. You've seen him all year on all the news shows. I think at 8:03, he told me last night he was on CBS Morning Show. America's leading pollster and political wordsmith, Dr. Frank Luntz, will be here. He's a really smart guy. He's right in the thick of it. He's got some good stories to tell. And you may have seen on TV his instant response polling, and that'll happen this, right after lunch, right here on the stage, and stay tuned for that. Plus, we've got some other wonderful speakers, as you've seen from the lineup, really the cream of the crop in advertising and marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our time. To our friends at brands and agencies in the room, As you spend much of your own time now out and about, outside, on your own personal journeys, please join us on this crucial and vibrant journey that we're taking on, as together we take advantage of the societal, the tech, and the media consumption shifts to deliver more effective advertising and therefore successfully grow our own products, brands, businesses, and all that comes with that. If you're spending much of your time and energy advertising to consumers inside the home, then you're doing yesterday's business. Screens, digital, location data, mobile, and video is now everywhere. Welcome everybody to the 2016 Video Everywhere Summit. Thank you. Glad to see everybody's here. We've got a few kind of special guests. Let's see who's here today. Norm in the front row. Good for you. Oh, we've got the whole daily do it. Jose in maroon, live from Intel. Let's see who else is here. Be careful. John McCauley, watch out, I'm going to call you. John, man. How's the new job, John? Great. Where's Janine? Hi, Janine. Oh, great, we got a microphone. Say hi to Janine Pogge from Ad Age, everybody. Give her a round of applause. Janine, you look great.
Thank you.
You're a new mother, a year and a half?
19 months she is this week.
19?
Yeah.
Well, you hold that, because I think I've got a mic.
Yeah, she's 19 months this week.
Wow.
She's already knows she can watch Mickey on my phone and my iPad, so, I can't imagine.
Does she move her finger around everything
now? Oh, yeah,
now?
she can move everything. She moves the screen around. She goes to the Mickey icon. She knows how to watch
Isn't it
everything.
amazing the consumer habits that are going on now? 18 months and she
I don't know what that
works
means
it
about
out.
me teaching her this, but,
Great. Well, Janine has been great. She's one of the key television writers at Ad Age and has been in this business now a while, from when you first got there, and I remember we got together. What's going on in TV and video? What do you see? How are habits changing? How's technology changing?
Yeah, I mean, we're really paying attention to all the talk around, OTT and all of these skinny bundles and new bundles from the
Right.
likes of, Hulu and YouTube and all of that stuff. So how all of that plays into viewership and talking about watching content anywhere and everywhere, the ability to watch easily and, on their own schedules.
Right.
That's really
And then
the
what
main
happens to the
focus.
advertiser? If you're watching
Yeah.
on your own schedule, you're zipping through on the DVR, or you're watching Netflix and you can't see any ads on Netflix.
It means marketers are really looking to do like these content partnerships
Right.
that can live not only in linear, but then travel, go on Snapchat and be on Twitter and travel wherever the content lives. If the content makes its way to Netflix, be able to be easily integrated into the programming so that, the consumer sees it no matter where and when they're watching.
Right. And content is really becoming even more important.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you talked about the NFL, and obviously that's definitely throwing everyone off. But then you also look at something like The Walking Dead that came back this
Right.
week, huge numbers,
Can't kill it.
on par. No, you cannot kill it.
Right.
17 million viewers, and
Right.
it's on par with what its highest
By the way, we have
ever.
some friends from AMC in the audience today, so where's Arlene? There's Arlene Manos, and great.
So when you see that, it shows that if the content's good, people are still watching, and if there's a reason to watch live, people still are.
Right, excellent. We're going to actually have Rich Greenfield, leading media analyst, coming up in a little while, and he's going to talk about Time Warner and what's going on
yeah.
with that. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it really paves the way and brings up the conversation again around addressable advertising.
Right.
And, where that leads, I don't know yet. I think it's really soon. But, all the data that's being collected and being able to be used obviously means definitely being able to serve, advertising better directly to the consumer. So
It's really true.
Good for the consumer.
We're very excited that now our screens that are taking all this mobile data, they're understanding who's in front of the screens, can now serve up addressable ads. And in fact, the content play, we're going to speak to Mark Kidd later about all the great content in the elevators and the office building lobbies, which is really coming together. And a lot of branded and native content is key too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think branded is, like I said, before, it's kind of the way everything is going, because that's the way to guarantee that your brand is living within the content, no matter where it is. So,
Right.
You're just seeing more and more brands wanting to create content with, these big content makers. They know how to do it, and brands want to partner with them.
Right, very key. Well, thank you for being
Thanks,
here. It's
Barry.
always great to see you, Janine.
Great morning.
Absolutely, and congratulations on your
you.
kid again. You ready for another one? No, not yet. Okay, all right. I'll be like your grandfather here or something.